You're listening to the Vint Wine Podcast, where you'll hear interviews and stories from around the wine world. From writers and critics to winemakers and sommeliers, we'll explore the people and businesses who are instrumental in shaping wine culture. Enjoy the show.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of 5 Questions. In these quick conversations, we highlight the world-class writers, winemakers, and sommeliers featured on our full-length episodes in a quick 5-question format. We hope you learn a little bit more about the wine world and the people and companies that make it run. Enjoy. All right, we are here with 5 Questions with Tor Kenward. Thanks so much for joining.
Oh, thank you.
We'll dive right in. Question 1, where are your vineyards located and what variety or varieties do you work with?
We are, at this time, very Oakville-centric. Napa Valley has several appellations. Oakville, arguably the most famous Cabernet location, or sub-appellation, if you will. We have 11 blocks in Beckstoffer, Tokelon, a couple blocks in Beckstoffer, Dr. Crane, several blocks in Vine Hill Ranch Vineyard. These are all West Oakville. We're a little bit up on Pritchard Hill with Melanson Vineyard, and down in Carneros with the Hyde Vineyard, where we make a little bit of Chardonnay with Larry and Chris Hyde.
Awesome. Question number 2. If someone has never heard about Tor Wines, what would the first thing you want a wine enthusiast to know?
Well, we love the expression of single-vineyard Cabernet, and I'm a big fan of Cabernet Franc, a little bit of Petit Verdot in the Napa Valley. So we really focus on what individual vineyards can do with great respect. It's not only the vineyard, it's blocks within the vineyard. So we're constantly seeking the best blocks we can find in what we consider the great vineyards of Napa Valley.
Perfect. And then this one, we cover it a little bit more in depth in the full-length episode that will come out after this. But what are some regions and wine styles outside of Napa that inspire you?
Oh, I am all over the place. I just recently bought some wines from the Amalfi coast, a couple producers from Bordeaux that are fooling around down in the Languedoc. I've fallen in love with a lot of the northern Rhône producers. So I tend to travel, if you will, with my palate all over the world. And I've never grown tired of finding a new wine, new experience, something to explore. I think it's one of the great things that we have in the world of wine is that we can travel extensively without really leaving the wine shop.
Certainly. All right. Question number 4. Now, this might be tough for you because you have so much experience. Which vintages over the years have stood out to you in your career and why? And these can be either for good reasons, bad reasons, quality wine, anything.
Oh, that's an interesting question. Well, if you go back early on, I think the vintages that I remember in my early days were 87, 91. Those wines continue to amaze me. They've aged so well and continue to evolve and are extraordinary wines. For more modern wines, 2001 was a great vintage for me to start. Tor Wines. In recent history, 2018, I really have enjoyed the way those wines have developed. 19 has improved to 21, 23. I think 24 is going to surprise people following the 23, which will get a lot of attention. And then vintages that got dinged and I adore would be 2011. It got dinged by a lot of wine critics, but most of the 2011s that I purchased had continued to improve in the bottle and amaze me.
What was the first vintage you were living and working in Napa?
When I was living in Napa, would be 77.
Wow. So that frame of reference we got was basically spanning everything from then.
Yeah. 77, an interesting vintage. Behringer let me make a small amount of wine myself every year. So I was working with winemaking on blends with them, but I would always make 2 or 3 barrels myself. So I remember picking those grapes. I remember stomping on those wines.
Fantastic. All right, last question. Looking forward, what is on the roadmap for Tor? And I guess I would say Napa Valley as a whole.
Oh, well, I think Napa Valley continues to fight the urbanization. My hope is that we stay very focused on agriculture, on the people, on the quality. And it's a business of relationships and valuing the relationships that we have with our neighbors, with our growers, with other winemakers, and realizing the strength that we have in good relationships and not developing silos, knocking those down and being good neighbors. That is the future that I'm expecting and hoping for.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time. This has been 5 Questions with Tor Kenward.
Thank you, Billy.